According to US News and World Report, even though more people have gotten into the stock market in recent years, nearly 50% of people in the United States still aren't investing in the stock market. And most of it is still controlled by rich white people. Now, obviously, people who make more money are more likely to own stock. But it makes me sad when I hear people say, I'll invest once I have more money. Because the truth is, you'll have more money when you invest. So I'm officially throwing down the gauntlet. I'm challenging you to either get started investing or kick your investing up a notch with this Invest $100 challenge. In this video, you'll discover what the Invest $100 challenge is, how it works, and how to win. But most importantly, you'll discover why this is important to help you build wealth and financial freedom, and how participating in this challenge can make a positive impact on the rest of your life. If you like the sound of that, take your finger and gently tap the like button on this video. I really appreciate that because it helps me grow my YouTube channel. So, what is the Invest $100 challenge? Well, I'm challenging you to invest $100 in the stock market this week, an extra $100 beyond what you would have invested anyway. There's a saying that goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today. And it's the same thing with investing. The earlier you get started, even if it's with only $100 or $50, $25, $10, $5, even $1, the happier your future self is going to be. The most important thing is to start now, because the power of compound interest is mind-blowing. You want to get that working for you as soon as humanly possible. To participate in this challenge, you'll need an investment account where you can buy stocks and mutual funds. If you don't already have an account with WeBull, that's a great place to start because when you sign up with the link in the description and deposit $100 on the platform, WeBull will give you 2 free stocks worth at least $8 each and potentially all the way up to $1,850. So worst case scenario, you get about $16 in free stock, which is an instant guaranteed 16% return on your $100. And return on investment is an annual percentage. So if you reinvest the money, your return could be even higher. Now, it takes a couple of weeks for the stocks to settle in your account, and then you can decide if you want to keep your money in there, keep the stocks, sell the stocks, it's up to you. I have a WeBull account, but I mostly use TD Ameritrade. If you want to see a demo of how to set up an investment account and buy stock, check out my video on how to invest $100, link in the description because I do a step-by-step demonstration in that video. Once you have your investment account set up, put an extra $100 in there and buy something. What should you invest in right now? Well, I'm not a financial planner and I don't give financial advice, so I'm not going to tell you what to buy. But I can share a strategy with you. If you want to keep things super simple, one strategy is to just invest in an index fund, like a fund that tracks the S&P 500 index or the NASDAQ. A stock market index is a measurement of a section of the stock market, like a basket of a bunch of stocks. Imagine that you have a big basket full of Easter eggs, and each Easter egg is a different stock. Tesla, Google, Amazon, Starbucks, they're all together in this big basket. When you invest in a fund that tracks that index, you own a little piece of that whole basket. So you own a little tiny bit of everything in there. If you're not familiar with index funds, here's how they work. You can't invest directly in an index like the S&P 500 itself. It's basically just like a list of stocks. But there are funds that pool investors' money together and do their best to mirror or mimic the S&P 500. They buy the stocks that are listed on the S&P 500, so the fund is going to do pretty much what the S&P 500 does. So if you wanted to just invest in the overall US stock market, one way to do that would be to call up wherever you have your investment account and ask, what S&P 500 index tracking funds do you have available? And they'll give you some combinations of letters. These are called ticker symbols. It's like a stock or a fund's nickname. You know how airports have those 3-letter nicknames, like San Francisco is SFO, Los Angeles is LAX? Well, stocks and funds have nicknames like that. For example, if you have an account with Vanguard, they'll probably tell you to check out VOO or VFINX. Once you invest in whatever you decide to invest in, comment on this video that you did it. I think it's interesting to share what you decided to invest in, but you don't have to. You could just comment done or I did it or whatever you want to say to let us know you did it. This challenge is based on the honor system. So if you say you did it, I believe you. And everyone who comments that they did it before my next video posts on Monday at 12:45 p.m. Pacific will be entered to win $100. So you could double your money. But most importantly, by taking on this challenge, you're affirming your identity as an investor. And that can make a positive impact on the rest of your life. In his best-selling book, Atomic Habits, James Clear says that the key to building lasting habits is focusing on creating a new identity, because your current behaviors are a reflection of your current identity. I invite you to put your hand on your heart and say, I am an investor, and see how that feels. I am an investor. This reminds me of one of my favorite quotes by Mariah Burton Nelson. She says, think of yourself as an athlete. I guarantee you it'll change the way you stand, the way you walk, and the decisions you make about your body. Along those same lines, I encourage you to think of yourself as an investor. It'll change the way you think about and relate to money and the decisions you make about your money to create long-term financial success and freedom. Robert Kiyosaki, who's the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, recommends thinking like an investor well before you have money to invest. And I agree. Whether you're just getting started or already have millions of dollars in assets, think of yourself as an investor. Think of yourself as someone that saves and invests money consistently over long periods of time. Decide to be someone who doesn't just work hard for money, but get your money working hard for you. Decide to be someone that receives passive income instead of always having to trade time for money. This is huge. And when you have real-world evidence to support the belief and the identity that you're an investor, it reinforces that belief and identity and makes it even more powerful. So once you invest any amount of money, even if it's just $1, though I'm encouraging you to go for $100 this week, you reinforce that identity. I mean, you've invested money. You did that. That makes you an investor. An investor is someone that invests, and you just did. And every time you look at your investment account, I encourage you to think or even say out loud, I am an investor. Anytime you use an I am statement, you're programming yourself subconsciously. It might feel like the identity of an investor doesn't quite fit yet. Like, it still blows my mind to realize that I am a mom, even though I have over 4 years of evidence to support that. On the other hand, I've been an entrepreneur for decades, so I feel completely aligned with saying I am an entrepreneur at this point. So give it time. And if you already feel 100% aligned with your identity as an investor, like, yeah, of course I'm an investor. That's great. Take this as a reminder to celebrate that you've already embraced that identity, because taking on the identity of an investor is going to serve you well for the rest of your life and help you build wealth and financial freedom. And that's the real power of this Invest $100 challenge. While you probably won't become financially free on that one-time $100 investment, you'll get an amazing real-world learning experience and reinforce your identity as an investor, and that can make you way more money. And if you want to find out what it will take for you personally to become financially free, click the link in the description and I'll send you a free copy of my ebook, The Financial Freedom Formula. Another reason I'm encouraging you to invest real money instead of paper trading, where you pick investments but don't put any real money in, is because that until you do that, until you put real money in, you don't really know how you're going to feel or behave when real money is on the line. And that's really important because, as Dave Ramsey says, 80% of financial success is behavior and only 20% is knowledge. As soon as you put real money into a stock or fund, your relationship with it changes. You pay more attention to it, you'll want to learn more about how to choose the right investments and read price charts, and everything you learn from books, seminars, courses, or even YouTube videos like this will be much more meaningful because it applies to your real life. The best way to learn is from experience, and the experience of investing $100 in the stock market this week can make you way more money than that $100 in terms of increasing your financial education, learning about how you feel and behave when it comes to investing, and reinforcing your identity as an investor. So, your mission should you choose to accept it, is to invest an extra $100 in the stock market this week. If you're up for that challenge, click the like button to affirm your commitment and comment "Bring it on" or "Challenge accepted" so I know you mean it. Then circle back as soon as you've invested your $100 and comment that you did it by this coming Monday at 12:45 p.m. Pacific to be entered to win $100. If you have time, I encourage you to respond to the comments of your fellow investors and Invest $100 Challenge participants to show your support and encouragement. It's wonderful to build wealth and community, and investing an extra $100 might not feel like a big step for you, but for some people, it's huge, and your kind words can make a big difference in someone's life. If you're seeing this video more than a week after I posted it, I encourage you to still take on the challenge for all the amazing benefits I mentioned. In fact, I think it'd be really cool if every time you saw this video come up in your YouTube feed, you invested another $100. Okay, so I've officially thrown down the gauntlet. The next step is up to you. Thanks for watching and happy investing.